We'll do that before we get any more filth. Good evening, one and all.
Hello.
We were having a bit of a laugh, everybody. Good evening, everybody. Right, say hello to one or two people in chat. Got quite a lot to talk about tonight, I think. One or two new bits and pieces, bits of news. Yeah, all sorts. So hopefully you'll all find that of interest. I didn't say good evening to my co-host. Good evening, boys.
Hello.
Yeah, man, how rude of me not to say hello to you, boys. So who have we got in chat? The Vaping Snowman. Good evening to you. I mustn't vape on that, otherwise you'll see what I'm vaping on. I'll vape on this that everyone knows about. Lordy66, good evening. Evening, boys. Mick King, good evening. McTavish, say hello twice to you. JP, good evening. How are you doing? We're doing fine. Daniel, evening, Daniel. Mr. Intense, Lynn, good evening, Lynn. That's two of the spanners. Mark Trigwell, Black Country Vapor, good evening. Craig, oh God, Michael, Meikle. I'll go with Meikle. Yeah, we're going with Meikle. I wondered if anyone thought, no,
Yep.
obvious would it. Yep, we're all good, Craig. Thank you. Cheech. Evening, Cheech. Cheech stayed in chat all the way through last week. Did anyone else notice that? Well done, Cheech. Michelle, good evening to you. Dion, pulled and by, good evening. Nutty, good evening, Nutty. Kieran, Spanner 3, good evening to you. Dion have said. Scott Morrison, good evening. King Solo, good evening to you. Scott Morrison have said. Mr. Tense, I said. Murray, I don't think I said Murray. Evening, Murray. Roy, evening, Roy. Barry Rose. And there you go, I've caught up. Barry Rose. Oh, and Salford. Evening, Salford. How are you, sir?
Good evening, Salford.
2 weeks on the trot. Lovely job. Well, who wants to go? Anyone got anything new tonight?
I have.
You go first then, Roy. Share. Who was that? Mr. Britash used to say, didn't he? It's good to share.
Well, I've got a little pod system, which has got quite a few little good features on it, which one of the things I will say, it would be a fantastic step up from if you're going from disposable up to a pod system. So it's got some features on it that I absolutely love, which is you don't have to take the pod off to fill it. You just lift the little tab up on the side to fill it,
That's
which
quite
is
handy.
fantastic. Great flavour. Reviews recorded for it. Just haven't released the review yet. Reviews recorded for it. And it does come in some lovely colours. I've got the red and the silver. Very fast charge time. 20 minutes. It's 90% charge.
20 minutes.
Is that is that USB-C then?
USB-C, yeah.
How
30
long
or
is that
20.
giving you, Roy?
Pardon?
How long is it giving you once it's fully charged?
It's a 1000 milliamp battery. I'm getting a day out of it, no problem whatsoever.
Oh,
yeah. And 26 minutes from fully flat to fully charged.
Not too shabby, not
I've
too
also
shabby.
got Mr. Ripley on the converter.
Mr. Ripley.
Still using it. And around my neck, because I always know where it is when I'm rocking around the house and everything else, I've got a little thing that Michelle bought me, the Cocoa. Keep on vaping from UL, or UL, it's the Caliburn.
That's UL, is it? I wondered who made that.
Yeah. The UL Caliburn 2 version of this.
Oh, yeah.
But it's refillable closed pod type systems. So once you can't replace the coil. So once the coil goes, you have to replace the whole top pod system, which I don't like. I'm nearly as bad for that as you lot are on disposables. And last but not least, I have got the Geek Vape L200, with the Sub-Ohm 2021 Z Sub-Ohm tank on top. In there, I have got is Titanic double bubble classic bubble gum.
Ah.
Fantastic flavor. Reviews out for that, but fantastic flavor. No nasty aftertaste in your mouth. Does feel like you've been eating Hubba Bubba. And that's me, and I will pass it.
Whoa, stop right there. You haven't introduced something, Roy. It's behind you in glass.
I'm not vaping that.
You haven't introduced your...
We've got my little fish tank back here with some neon tetras and some loach, I think they're called. 3 of them floating around there somewhere.
I find them relaxing, I have to say. I haven't got tropical fish now, but I used to have.
That's the main reason why I ended up getting the fish tank. I've been sort of thinking we'd get them on for ages and ages and ages. Then I thought I can't get a big one because it's going to be too noisy when doing my reviews and things. But because I work in here all day, the fish tank is fantastic. Michelle hadn't seen the fish because the fish just went into it today, and she was out here for about 20 minutes just sitting watching them.
Was she? Yeah.
They do on fish do have that weird effect when you be sitting there. But I wonder how they'd look. Oh God, I better get the kids to school. Just sit there and stare at it.
The guinea pigs are exactly the same though. I could just go in and sit and watch the guinea pigs for ages, or just get one out and let them sit on your shoulder, and it's just they're so lovely. There you go. Michelle says she was hypnotized by the fish earlier. Quietest I've been in a long time, which is true. So I'd pass it upstairs to McTavish.
McTavish.
Thank you very much. Right, so I am back on to 3 favourites of mine because I've got a review coming out for one of them, which I've been holding back on. So I've got the Typhoon GTR. I've got it on the Anakin Disruptor, and in that I've got some of my breakfast. There you go, some of my breakfast.
Yeah.
Which is what is it? I get French toast with a double shot cappuccino with tobacco. I've got the GTX sitting on top of the Nova, or you guys call it the Beehive.
The Beehive, yep.
And in that I have got some Romance Blackcurrant Lemonade. And last but not least, this is the one that's coming up for review, is the what one's this? This is the GT Nano, the Steam Tuner's cap, and that's sitting on top of the Fortitude. And I've got some double drip salt crystal mist, so berries and mint. And that's me for this evening. So there's a theme here. They're all GT tanks.
There isn't. I'm not ignoring you. I got offered one. I'm just looking to see if I can find what it was. So it's GT1.
Oh, you have to get the GT1. It's I've heard a lot of good things about it. It's meant to be a simpler version of the GTR.
Right.
So there's no just flow control, whereas with this one, apparently, I haven't had any issues with it. I think it's because I'm used to it. But there's no just flow control. It's just a case of there's 2 ports, like you would get in a normal RTA, and it goes in to the tank. It's got an airflow insert, and the airflow ring actually has like a stopper, so you can take it in and take it out. You physically screw it in, and it stays there.
Right.
It's quite interesting. So it looks a little bit like this from the side.
Yeah, well, I had to
more
look
metal
twice at it. I
on
thought it just looked the same to me, so I'm glad you clarified what the difference is.
They've used I want to say it looks, the deck wise, it looks very reminiscent of the GT2 deck. It's more old school looking. It's like an old school deck they've went back to, and it's not the kind of what I call the half pipe deck. You can build it clockwise or counterclockwise. So I would, if they're going to send it to you, I'd go for it.
It's an Ed version, shall we say? But I could get a sample and see what it's like. Yeah.
No, that's okay, because this is an Ed version. This is an Ed version.
A lot of Eds. He's busy all day, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly. And
You
I'll
keep
pass it
that-
over to.
Exactly. Yeah.
What's that?
Just going to say, Mark keeps Ed busy.
I do. Yeah. Keep him busy.
Sitting in the shed with a hammer and
Absolutely.
a pair of pliers.
And I will pass it over to the not too shabby Mr. Jackson.
Not too shabby.
So tonight, obviously, the Odin with the aromerizer 2 on top, and in there we've
On
got a bit of Gongo Bongos. Then we've got obviously the Aegis X with the torch, RDA on top, RTA, sorry. And in there we've got a bit of blackcurrant and raspberry from 100%. And last but not least, not too shabby this, not too shabby. We've got a true bar. We've got a disposable.
He's got a
True
disposable.
Hey, no, you know, I've got to be honest. I got 4 sent in for review, and I sort of put them there and left them alone, and thought I was gonna. No, I'll be honest. I thought no, I'm gonna leave them. They don't tickle my taste bugs, right? But to be fair, they're not a bad fucking vape. They ain't a bad vape. Honestly, I think. Coming off, because what you've got to still bear in mind, I know people go on about the waste and all that, but you need to put that aside. I think you need to, if you're coming off them fags or the roll-ups, the way I sort of reviewed it, would it work? And I think if you got the right flavour to the draw experience and the flavour you're getting, I don't think you can argue. I really don't think you can argue. It is a decent draw on it, and it's a decent flavour. So we have the True Bar Energy Ice,
Jackson.
which ain't too shabby at all.
Jackson.
For Mark's face.
Welcome to the
I
dark
just
side.
started laughing.
I didn't think
No,
we'd
it
get
is.
on the.
I know,
I didn't
yeah,
think we'd
there's a
hit
lot of things
disposables
around
this
it.
early on in the show. No. Moving on.
Honestly, I know there's a lot of people out there that spend disposables, and prior to trying these, I was a bit sort of the same, and I'll be honest. But after sort of trying them, and like I keep saying, you've got to look at it, from a smoker's sort of point of view, would it work? And I do honestly think, if you got the right flavour for that person, I think it would work. Yes, it would, because you're getting that draw, you're getting that hit. So we're not going on about waste or anything like that. We're just going on about health, and I think it does work for some people. I really do. So we're having, tickles the taste bugs, not too bad.
Okay.
That picture was just from Michelle because she adores Energy Ice.
Yeah, I can see that. It says, "Is that Energy Ice?" Question mark.
Oh,
That's
it's
my
a bit of Red Bull.
kryptonite.
Red Bull gives you wings. It says.
It was your face, Mark. You were like, "Oh,
Oh, not already.
Jackson's come to the dark side.
Well, everyone watching will be pleased to hear that I'm not going to mention any products here that are a disposable. So, what am I vaping on? I've got the Ed Pennon with the 415. More about the 415 in a little while. I've also got a box. This green screen
Ambition
really does
mods.
make them look weird, doesn't it? And I've got the new Ambition mods. A funny thing to call it. They're calling it the mod. There's just the 2.0. The mod 2. There. In fact, just so I can be flash, because I've changed things again. Let's see if it's worth it. Hey, there you go. So I can show you on here. That's the one. This is the one that takes the borrow tank straight in the front, and there you go. This arrived yesterday as a sample, and I have to say, it's their own bridge as well. It's called. No, I've got to get this right. They were going to call it a diesel, and they changed the name. And on there, it still says diesel, so that's useful, isn't it?
They've changed it to the petrol."
They've changed it to
Isn't
they've changed it to the Molen. Now, what the hell a Molen is? Molen. I don't know, but it is really, really. It's probably one of the best bridges I've ever put in a borrow tank. So I've ordered them as well, just as a separate item, because they really are worth it and not bad value. They're not dear.
I know I'm jumping chat here, Mark, but I just noticed a comment from Michelle. Ooh, mod 2, come at me.
Mod 2. Doesn't leak, Michelle. I've had 3 tankfuls in here. For those that don't know, let's just go on the table and do it again. Hang on. Bosh. Right. So I've taken the front out. For those that don't know, most will in chat, but anyone who doesn't, the borrow tank, there it is. It's exactly the same that goes in the billet box. 3 tankfuls in there, and there you go. Just a hint of condensation at the bottom. But I don't call that a leak by any means. That is just condensation.
It's a strange shape at top there. I know it's because that's
It
where
has
they
to
put the
be,
tank
doesn't it?
in. It's down the side instead of the all the other ones going in the front. It's putting
Yeah.
it into the sort of the rest of them on the side. It's putting them in the front.
Yeah. Has to be that shape, really, doesn't it? Well, going in from the side.
What's
But
it like to hold the vape?
to vape, it's really, really good. There. Ooh, what am I dropping? Hang on. There's something I just want to show you.
I can see where Roy's coming from, because obviously the bit where the borrow tank sits in looks like it juts out a little bit. I can see why Roy asked that question, because I was
Yeah, it does. It
thinking
does a
that
bit.
myself.
Does a bit, but it doesn't feel that way when you're using it. Now, the bottom of this bridge, it even says diesel on it. Look. Hang on. Bob, 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 bob.
Sucking diesel.
Focus, you bugger. Anyone who can read that, it says diesel anyway. But in the bottom, there's different airflows. This one's got 4 holes. Then there's and you just unscrew and screw them in. So you haven't got to take all your coil out or anything like that. And there's one there, big one there with 5 holes in. How close can I get that? There you go.
Yeah.
5 holes in that one. So, yeah, there's an airflow for you. Focus, thank you. 2 holes in that one. That's actually quite tight. If I'm going to be honest, this one's got 4. Get up there. 4 airflow holes. If I was to pick my absolute sweet spot, probably would be 3, and they don't do a 3. But
That's good.
yeah, I'm wondering if you can just use the 4 one and just block one up, because then it's a 3, isn't it? But I don't know. But hopefully, I have told them, and hopefully they're going to add a 3 to the range, because I think they should. But it's not
like on next week's show. I made a 3-1 by taking a 2 and drilling a hole in it.
That'll be something like that. So for size wise, there's a converter beside it, so it's not big.
About the same, yeah.
Yeah, it's not big at all, and it holds a lot of juice. If I now put the Aspire one beside it, boom, there you go. You can see how much smaller that is than the Aspire.
Yeah.
Put the converter beside it.
What's the thickness like on it, Mark?
It's where the borrow tank is, like that, Roy.
Yeah. Because basically that means then it's...
Yeah. So it's not big at all, and it doesn't feel big to use. And the borrow tank itself, now, because I've known billet boxes for a long, long time, the borrow tank itself is very, very good quality. I still do sell the SXK ones, and the quality of this borrow tank with the seal in the front is like so much better. There you go, that's open, that's shut, so you don't even have to take this off to fill it.
What colours does it come in, Mark?
Gunmetal, blue, and black at the moment.
No pink then, Michelle.
No pinky for Michelle. There is also this little job here, and that's if you want to put that through the borrow tank, you can then put any RTA, the 510 RTA on top, so you can just use it as a normal mod.
Yeah.
And this bit too, once you've built your bridge, screw that in the bottom of it, and you can test your coil, dry burn it, whatever. So it's been very, very well thought out. Very well. Also, in my opinion,
what battery size? 18?
18650.
Or is it 21?
18650. Back to me.
Pretty penny on the price wise then.
They're going to be. I've ordered them. I think they're going to be $79.99, including the RBA. Well, there's 25 quid's worth.
Yeah.
So I reckon that's pretty good. And a borrow tank. And a
borrow
billet
tank.
box borrow tank alone is, well, I don't know what they are now. They used to be like 40, 50 quid. Crazy.
That's not actually too bad. 80 quid all in.
Mm.
Yeah,
You're getting all that. That's
Yeah.
actually not bad.
The whole kit.
You're getting what? Two devices in one, really, so you can't really complain. You're getting a mod. Obviously,
can't
you
buy
screw in
her.
the 510, and then you obviously get the borrow. So, and yeah, I can't see why
reckon
why I wouldn't say that's not reasonable.
I'm just
I
trying
reckon
to
that's
find.
maybe a little Christmas present to myself.
The suck box.
As he looks at the camera.
But just trying to.
No, I'll be back. I will probably end
That's
up
my
buying it myself.
Christmas present to me. Sorry, Roy, I couldn't help myself.
I think that's taken a long time to tell everyone what I'm vaping on it. But
Right, folks, see you next week.
yeah. Well, the other thing that I did say I'd mention it and touch on it is I'll leave. Put the table cam back on.
Northwest will be happy.
Look what's arrived. Hang on. Drum roll. They're not on the site yet, people. I'm sorry. They only came in today. Dum, dum, dum.
Yay.
Bloody last.
The 415.
Pishy plastic.
Yeah, it was a clear one as well. Although the clear one, bear with. Let me just go and get one. I'll put them up here for
I
now.
think the clear one's probably going to be like that frosted, a bit like my
Off the
GTR's
warehouse.
kind of that kind of frosted glass. It's not
Yeah.
completely clear.
He's way to the warehouse, folks. He'll be back when he walks down the mile-long warehouse to find one.
No,
left
I
him.
just I'll put them up
He just
here.
came muttering to himself, where the hell did I put them?
No, I'll put them here because I thought if I put them here, I'll remember to put them on the site. The odd thing is, with the clear one, you still get a yellow band around the top. There's the clear.
Ah, yeah.
But it
That
is
is a
clear.
little bit weird.
Yeah, but yeah, so there you go. I will hope to get them on the site either tonight, if I can, if not tomorrow. Because I know people are keen to get them.
And just while you're doing that, just to go back and chat a bit to answer a few questions about the fish tank that was put there. Yes, JP, I've done my nitrogen cycle, but he's gone, so I've missed that. Lordy, no, it's not my sushi because I can't stand sushi. Cheech wants to free the fish. Salford thinks fish belong on a hook and on the dinner plate. Only if they come out of a chippy and it's cod and it's nicely battered and it's fresh and it's not too fishy taste. Cheech, fish belong on the sea. Well, that is a mini sea. Michelle, battered for the chippy. And then Greenpeace again from Cheech. And Northwest goes, hi Mark, is the 451 in yet?
Well, there you go, Northwest. I've answered it for you. So I can now ignore all fish-related comments, can't I, Roy?
Yeah.
Yes.
They were all in one little block there, so I just thought we'd get it out of
Yeah, okay, lovely. Dion, I like this comment. I don't know what other people think. Dion says she or he, actually. Like what you've done with the screen, looks a lot better. Yeah, it's just another thing I'm trying. Unfortunately, Roy and Jackson are now getting cut off, but at least while there aren't comments on there, you can see their lovely faces a lot bigger and clearer.
Who cares if we get cut off every now and again?
Who cares? He says, who cares?
It saves me having to reach across and slap Jackson that way.
Yes.
Messages can do it for me. Instead of me going.
There's a message here for you, Jackson.
Oh,
Fletch, he misses your 5-minute on fame on the show. The Jackson 5.
oh, the Jackson 5.
Or maybe, Jackson, if you've got something really busting in your head one night and say, hang on, tonight I've got a Jackson 5.
Yeah.
There's something I need an
Yeah, we
answer
can
to.
do. Yeah, yeah, we can do. Yeah.
So can't spoil people and have it every week, can we?
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah. Evening, Albert. Oh God, I'm miles behind on chat already, aren't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, Cheech, disposables should get a real tank. Suck and Loach. It's a fish-related one, Roy. I've gone and done it, haven't I? I've read out a fish-related one. Suck and
That's
Loach.
all right. I missed that. That's the JP's.
Batter chip. Yeah, all the fish-related ones now. All for fish. Scroll down. Anyone who's got a question, as always, if it's for whoever it's for, just put our first name in capitals or something, and I'll pick up the question then, and see it quicker. What's this? Mark, don't look happy. 2 new casters places up for review. What's that mean, Fetch? What's that mean?
Because Jackson and I like disposables.
Oh, yeah. See, that's the advantage of being behind in chat. You lose the thread. So, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You lose what the feel
Yeah.
of the chat going with it. So that
Oh, dear. Moving on. Yeah. Kieran's like, moving on. Guy Stewart, good evening. Guy, I still haven't tried that juice yet. I apologise, but I will. He said not more disposable. Yeah, we're not going to go down that road tonight, are we, boys? We've done it. Jackson's got it off his chest. Jackson thinks it tastes good.
disposable.
Jackson went to the dark side because they had cookies.
Clones and disposal. Oh my lord. Clones?
No clones here. They're all made by a man called Ed.
Oh my boy. I guess the
Ed's a
Ed
good
415 will have to be the Ed 415, won't it?
Yeah, that's very true.
The 4:15.
Yes, yeah. It was the time. Evening, Nicky Maynard. Good evening to you. So, what's everyone been doing this week?
Work.
Yeah, I'm working, but
more
I've got a review scheduled to go out tomorrow. I did the Ringlord RDA from Hugs Vape. It's like a big version of the Mongrel, so it's got that kind of glass bell cap, and the airflow actually goes over the top of the coil, and it's quite unusual. So I've got that scheduled to come out tomorrow.
Excellent stuff. I just saw King Solos put his comment on the side there, on the front. Sorry, that really has knackered you two. That's it, Jackson. Peer over the top.
Just like this.
Well, Roy's holding up the converter. That's one option. And a good option, I would say.
You've got the Ed Zachary.
And the Ed Balance, you mean?
Yes, Ed Balance.
Yeah.
I've got Ed stuck in the head.
There you go. Jackson's holding that up. It depends what tank you've got with it, really, I suppose. But and there's the Easy Mod, but that's looking at, I guess, where's my Easy Mod? Looking a bit dated now, are they, the Easy Mod? Possibly. Maybe, could be.
I suppose if you had like an older tank, I don't think it would be that bad.
Yeah,
You know, like
I still like the
that
Easy
kind of
Mod,
retro look.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Ed Balance is cracking.
The Ed Balance
Absolutely
is cracking. And
But I
they...
just think the fact that the amount of change you can do with a converter, that's what just ages it for me. Because you can stick it into tube mod if you want it into
You can.
tube mod.
Yeah, good point, Roy. Yeah.
Cage in or out.
I don't know. With a balance, yes, you can do all that with the converter. Don't get me wrong, you can. There's many ways of using the converter, but I don't know. With the Ed Balance, it just feels more natural. I would have said myself. Do you know what I mean? For me, it's
when
probably
you've got the non-elitist version, you get a torch free with it.
You do.
Because you got both, Roy.
Yeah.
So you
So
would land on the converter?
Yeah, I actually have been using the converter more now than
Right.
I used to. This was never used to out of my hand, and like I don't know if you can see the scratches in the bottom.
Yeah.
You know, the amount I've actually used that mod. They both still sit at my desk, and they both still get used. But because you can move the fire button on this one, on the converter, to where you want it,
Yeah.
I just find it a lot more. I find it more comfortable now to vape on because I can move the button to where I want it, and it's
Good point, actually, for left-handed people. And a lot of these mod designers don't think about left-handed people, do they? Nearly all of them are designed for right, like the pennon. There's my fire button for my thumb, right-handed. Yes, you can use it left-handed, but it doesn't wrap round your fingers quite as well.
Yeah.
Whereas the converter, moving the button, you can move the cage. You can have, it's just all around more versatile.
And of course, the balance is right at the front, so that's a left or right hand, isn't it? It's finger fire, so either one. But there you go, King Solo. I would suggest probably one of those two, and I don't disagree with either of my fellows in casters on that one. I think
while you're watching the show, if you ordered it on the site and used MV10, you'd get a 10% discount on it.
Right, Christmas coming. I need all the money I can get.
Yeah, more sales.
It's because he broke his craft and he wants a new one.
100% of one sale or 90% of 10 sales.
Yeah, absolutely. I never mind anyway. It's always nice to see when people use MV10. It is normally someone who follows Naturevape that would know that code, and it's quite nice when you see it come through almost because you think it's someone who follows you, who's interested. So that's good. Guy Stewart, when do they arrive? I assume, Guy, you're talking about the ambitions. I've ordered and paid for them, and normally they're pretty good. I would say to allow, I'd say 2 weeks, but it might be
10
less.
Weeks. Or by the time Mark finishes reading chat.
No, you're talking about Drake's Healing. Yeah, no, about 2.
Do you know, like I know you guys are quite, obviously because all three of you have a balance and a converter, and you can obviously pitch on that. But one of the ones I actually quite like using with my mouth to lung devices is the Lucid from Geek Vape as well. It's lightweight, it's quite small as well. Just in case no one's got a lot of money out there, there's something that's very similar to a side by side, but it's obviously more on the compact side.
The Lucid though, that isn't a side by side, is it?
Not really. It's more kind of based on the old Alien.
It's not a side by side.
What I'm saying is if you're looking for what I mean is if they're looking for something that's more compact and they've not got a lot of money, then something like that would be a good idea. A good shout.
Yeah, there's another one there, Jackson.
Yeah, the old Flex.
Ed Flex.
Yeah.
Or Flex Acro.
That is a good one.
Flex Acro.
Yeah,
Can't remember now. Anyone who's looking for a product, just go in the search and put Ed. It usually come up Ed.
You'll be sent to the wall of Ed.
Mark Trigwell, thank God I've been on tenterhooks for days. Presumably about this one, I would have said. I don't know. But if it is a Aspire Mix, it's 30 quid. I mean, yeah, the Aspire Mix is a side-by-side. Mr. Intense, good point. I don't sell the Mix, but it's probably a bit of a cheaper option. And obviously being Aspire, it's made pretty well as well. Sorry, missed the name of that mod, Frankenmiser. They're just calling it the Mod 2. 2.0. This green screen's annoying sometimes, so if I do that, there you go. The Mod 2. But as soon as they're available, it'll be on the site. They're actually selling it as it's a bit like a DeWalt. They're selling it as a body only, so you can buy it as just, because some people have got a billet box, they've got their own borrow tank, their own RBA, obviously their own batteries and that. But I haven't ordered it like that. I've ordered it with the bridges because I think this bridge is exceptional, really. So, and it takes a lot for me to say that. Airflow has always been a bone of contention with me with any borrow tank device for a billet box. This airflow is good, very good. So, and I've also, so much so, I asked them, can I just buy the bridges? And I've ordered 50 of them. So there you go. It shows my confidence in that bridge. Frosted until you put e-liquid in. Oh, I guess he's talking about the 415, Dion. I reckon. Dion, yeah, 415, Frank Miser. There you go. One mark, yeah, 415. So I probably will call it the Ed 415 if anyone's looking at it. Just search Ed. That'll do. Can't wait to get one Northwest. I was hoping to get them on the site before the show so you could get them. If I can do it tonight after the show, I will. It shouldn't take me too long. Maybe the listing won't be brilliant, but the product will be there and you'll be able to order it. So what about that? Get it on. I can always amend it and update it a bit later. At least people can order it. Ian above the clouds. Good evening. Yep, just popping in to say hi. Evening, Ian. Lordy66. Did I say Lordy66? I don't think I did. Oh yeah, mod. Well, we've discussed that now. Yeah. So, how much will the 415 cost? Good point. I think $24.99. I think
that's really good value for money.
Yeah, it is good. Trust me, everybody. Trust me, I'm a doctor. It is good. Nicky Maynard. Screen looks peep over the top, Jackson. There you go. Screen looks better now. Don't look like crime watch suspects. That's all right. We've still got the hazy vapour behind us moving about, so I quite like that. I want to keep that. Salford, you're still in chat. I thought you had to go, but nice to be still there. Right, what else is new? Guys, do it still? No, that's right. Yeah, I know what he's talking about, the juice. That's good. Well, this is a comment to read out and probably answer a question. I spoke to Dan at Drake's. So let's put Fortunato's comment on. Good evening. Anyone over very good tobacco e-liquid? The Drake's is very good. We've got some stock. We've got it in the 10ml bottles as well. It's a net tobacco. I've spoken to Dan and I said, look, I think I had 6 emails this weekend asking me when I was getting it. It's not the fact I don't want to get it or there's no delay on my part. As soon as it's available, it will be here. But Dan has moved his production from Germany to the United Kingdom, and he's struggling to get all his equipment back here from Germany to here. So it's something to do with paperwork to bring it all back. This Brexit thing really is maddening, isn't it? It really is. So, I mean, we had a bit of a chat, and I said, look, just hire a van and go and get it. What's the worst?
I think the other thing is, obviously, I don't know how certificates like for clean rooms and things work, if it's translatable from Germany over to the UK, but because we have had Brexit, he might need to reapply for his, how you got your iOS rooms. He might need to redo that again. He's
had problems, but he said he's got exciting ideas, new ideas for new flavours, and he was really pumped about it, really pumped and excited. And that's lovely to hear when someone's like that, because the commitment is there. And his best guess is December for Drake's. So, don't shoot the messenger.
Just think of it this way, guys in chat. It's just in time for Christmas.
Yeah, there you go.
In the meantime, if you want a nice creamy tobacco, Dr. Vape's Black is fantastic.
There you go. Give that a whirl in the meantime.
Really creamy, really creamy. I don't like tobacco flavors normally, but I do have a little bit of.
Oh, you still got a little bit of Drake's.
I've still got a little bit of Drex.
Was that Kentucky,
and
Roy? I think it was, wasn't it, that one?
it is, yeah.
Yeah, stunning that is.
And the reason it's still there is because I realised I hadn't done the review on it.
Oh,
so sitting up there where I can see it now to remind me to do the review on it.
Get yourself a post-it note.
the Dr. Vape's creamy. It's a really creamy vanilla tobacco. There we go. Post-it notes. It is nice.
It in the shit.
Michelle doesn't like it.
And if you like nicotine salts, there is one from the Salt range, SOLT, which is a sweet tobacco, which is tobacco and coconut. And it's a very, very nice nicotine salt. It comes in 5, 10 and 20. It's a really good, solid tobacco flavour as well. It's a good one to start off with if you're not too keen on it just being really rich and earthy. If you want that kind of sweet note, then that's my recommendation. It's one I use.
Excellent stuff. I'll just put the comment on. Guy Stewart says Ed Ballard's still top for me. And Guy has, I think he's bought most of my side by sides that I've sold. So I'm sure he's bought more. I think he might even have bought a billet box as well. He sort of tries most things. So there you go. Here's for you, Jackson. He's in the Jackson camp.
Lovely job, Lee.
Daniel, and I'll put that comment on board. The pen looks beautiful. Yeah, it is, Daniel. It's lovely. I just got a private message from Daniel. He's struggling, so he's had to leave chat. So I hope you're all right, Daniel. I saw it flash up on my screen. So hopefully you're okay. I think it's to do with his shoulder. Gives him a lot of jip. King Solo, yeah, I'm a lefty. There you go. So we were talking about that, weren't we? So either was suited then. The converter is left or right-handed, and the balance is a finger fire. So that works, left or right-handed. So there you go. You're still just as confused as you were. Michelle, you don't have to use the code. No, Michelle doesn't, bless her heart, does she, Roy?
No. She doesn't.
She has a code.
She does not use the code. Even though did you use the code, Michelle? No.
Bless her heart.
That's because she finds your site fairly priced. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll try and be fair. I wouldn't say I'm the cheapest, but certainly not the dearest.
Not the cheapest, but you're the fairest, and plus your delivery is absolutely second to none. From deepest, darkest depths of Norfolk to Northern Ireland in one day is fantastic.
Always does, doesn't it? You always get it 9 o'clock the next morning, don't you? It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know obviously I'm not over a body of water, but I can relate. I've put an order in for some coils, and they're here the following day. And obviously my postage doesn't come until 11 o'clock, but I know they're here.
So that must make me better than Amazon then, because tell everyone about your new camera.
Yeah. Honest, I don't know. I don't know if it's Amazon or the vendor that I was dealing with. Obviously, the first one came and the lens was broken. I sent it back, and then I got a notification at work today saying it had been delivered. And my wife has been here all day, studying online to be a nurse. And she's like, "No, nothing's here." And I was like, "Are you sure? You know, maybe check the usual spot in case it's been put there." "Nope, it's not there." I went, "Look, it's not been delivered. Just give me my money back." And they obviously, because of my Prime user, they just went, "Yep, here's your money." So there you go. I don't know where it is. It's probably been just abandoned somewhere. So I'm going to be used for the foreseeable future until I receive a camera from a friend. I'm going to be using my phone. Just obviously it's not going to be long term. But yeah, that's it in a nutshell. I'm not a fan of Amazon at the moment.
I had one a few weeks ago, and I think that was from me, Royal Mail. He weren't in, so they put it in his wheelie bin. In his wheelie bin. So it just like, God, really? Yeah, put it in his bin. It's been delivered, but it could get re-delivered into a cart. Unbelievable. Graham says he'll only
Because,
buy it for his DNA. I think he's having a giggle.
Because like with obviously we've got like your usual letterbox, but we also have like a lockbox outside as well. So if we're not in, you can just drop it in there.
Mm-hmm.
We obviously open it up, but there was nothing there. And I was just like, well, that's handy. Because the strange thing is, obviously, you guys know that my the other one that my wife had got me works perfectly fine with like
Zoom.
With Zoom, but for some reason it just goes nah. It doesn't. It doesn't work.
We tried with Zoom after the show last week.
Yeah.
We spent nearly an hour trying to get that to work, and we even tried on Zoom as well, didn't we? It didn't work on there either.
Yeah, I got to the stage where my phone, like everyone in chat, my phone died, and I had to like scramble up at my phone to get like on charge, and I just went, I haven't cut you off. I'm not annoyed at you guys. I'm about to throw this camera out the window.
It wouldn't be funny, but it would be funny if it was your USB port and your laptop was faulty. And there's nothing wrong with these cameras at all.
Yeah, I know.
It could end up that way. You never know.
Well, if
Sorry,
that's
I'm
the
late.
case, then if that is the case, then a new laptop will be getting bought. There's no ways about it. I need it for the live shows.
Yeah.
And I can actually maybe start doing like reviews how other reviewers do it properly with an actual camera, and I can actually put my phone onto it and do it with software, because I'm doing everything by mobile, so I would like to actually try and do it that way, but I've just not got the time.
That's how you do yours, isn't it, Jackson? Mobile?
Yeah, phone. That's all I ever use. I got the Logitech, whatever it bloody is
Stream
now.
cam.
That's it. Obviously, I've got that for obviously lives, but everything else is literally phone. And it's just for me, it comes down to tech. I just find everything easier with the phone rather than with the camera. It's just, it goes through way over my head. We've started setting up the camera and doing reviews on that. And I think on the phone, they don't look too shabby.
Not too shabby, Jackson. So why don't you use the stream cam, just had a thought, for your up top ones and your phone for the close-ups?
Oh, too much effort, that, Mark. Too much fucking effort. No, stop that for a game. No,
Do you edit it? Do you edit on your phone as well, Jackson?
Yeah, I do everything on my phone, yeah.
There you go. So there's been no point.
Yeah, I'm not doing it on the
computer, passing it on the phone.
I think it works. I think it looks all right. You know,
it does. It does, to be fair.
I think it looks all right. And
a lot of these phones now have got top cameras in them, haven't they? They're really
yeah.
Some of the phones are better. Some of the phone cameras are better than a lot of the cameras out there, aren't they?
Yeah.
But you got to remember, I think, you buy yourself a new iPhone or whatever it is now. What is it, 12 Pro or whatever? They're probably over $1,000 if you want to buy them cash. You don't have them on a contract. So, it's still a lot of money. Yes, it's a phone and it's got a camera in, but some of them are just really, really good. I just find it easier that way. It's just easy, simple. It does to me. Jobs are good at.
Neil Pitts, good evening. Thanks for joining us.
the other thing is, I've got I think it's the 10 I've got, so obviously it's quite an older camera, older iPhone that I've got. But the great thing is it downloaded the brand new iOS 15 onto it, and I'm like, that's the one that goes on the Pro. Obviously, I don't got some of the features that the Pro has, but it actually helped me when I'm obviously editing reviews now. Some of the software that I used wasn't available, now is, because of that update, so I can actually fiddle around with the volume. So, because a lot of people used to say, you sound very quiet, why are you very quiet? And I'd be like, I don't have the foggiest. But now it's been unlocked and I can actually use it properly now, which is quite unusual.
Yeah. I'd never used a phone, to be honest. So you use iMovie, do you, James?
No, I use Adobe Rush.
Right, okay. Isn't it funny that we all use different stuff?
Yeah.
Obviously, I use this Ecamm Live software because it's all part of this thing, what I'm doing now. But, you know,
We're all suited to different bits and bobs, ain't we? Different
I
software.
think when you
different-
find something that works, you stick with it,
Yeah.
don't you? Graham, never been a fan of the billet box. Never floated my boat. It's fair enough. It's not for everyone. If you think about the early days of the billet box, there was so few bridges that went in there. There was the I can't remember what they were. The bridge. Oh God, whatever were they? The early ones. Can't remember.
Was the borrow not like the original borrow, not just the borrow tank, or was it something
Well,
completely
you always
different?
had the borrow tank and the Aspire coil. They always made the adapters to put an Aspire coil inside there. So that was always the thing. But then they slowly built these bridges, like the vape shell and things like that, to go inside, and then later the vape snail as well to go inside them. And they've just got better and better and better as they've gone along. But the early ones, they just, for me, the airflow, there was no... When you mouth to lung, you want a little bit of resistance. You want to feel like you are pulling that through like a little hole, don't you, to go straight onto your coil. And I never got that with the billet box, and it just left me wanting a bit when as a vapor. I love the format, but it was just the vaping experience didn't quite do it for me. But this does, and I'll probably use this bridge in my billet box, to be honest.
That would be quite a good comparison, because obviously the airflow is completely different than it is in the billet box, because it's what, 3 little slots on the front.
Yeah, well, it doesn't really matter.
Front or
'Cause
side of the billet box.
On this one, you got 2 slots each side, but it's where it's taken. If you think about like a mouth to lung tank, RTA, you're taking like this one. You're taking the airflow. It's not a very good camera shot here, is it? Just through from fresh air, aren't you, into your little hole. And the same with this, it's coming virtually from fresh air through into little holes in the side. And I think that's why this works, rather than a slit that you have to try and just judge just right to get the airflow you want, and then you move it, putting the next one in, etc., etc. So, big fan of this bridge. Big fan. Have I mentioned that? I think I've mentioned.
Maybe a few times.
Maybe a few times. Ian Morgan, what size is the
haven't heard.
415? It's a 22 mil. 20. I'm sure it's 22. Where's me calipers? Don't know, but it is 22. I know it is. I know it's 22. You can still get a decent amount of juice in there. Sorry, you were saying something, James?
No.
No? Sorry, I thought
No.
something. No. Butterscotch Reserve by Glaz, the only tobacco I've liked. Let's put that one on. Graham. Not one I've tried. Vanilla. Talking of juices, which we were in a way. I've just bought. It's funny, isn't it? Someone bought off the site a couple of the Udderly range. They bought, I think it was the hazelnut one, and I thought, Udderly, they've just revamped their whole range, haven't they? And it got me thinking. So I've just ordered the whole range. This one's and Michelle reminded me there with vanilla. That's vanilla milkshake. But the whole range, I didn't realise there's 14 flavours, and there's 7 flavours, but there's 2 variants. There's either milkshake or ice cream of each variant, and the ice cream, Jackson, you'll be pleased to hear, has got cool in it.
Oh, here we go.
So I'll tell you what, let's see if this is going to end badly, isn't it? Let's see if I can share my
We all know
screen.
what he's gonna. We all know what you're going to attempt if you go. Oh, this is going to end badly. We all know exactly what Mark's going to do.
Oh no! Let's see if I can do it.
Ourselves.
You never know, dear. What's the worst that can happen?
Everyone in chat, get ready for our new stream.
Screen share, screen share. Try this one. There you go.
Oh, it worked.
Whee! Right, now I've got to try and get back to let's move all these boxes out of the way. Oh, come on, Mark. What are you doing? Why can't I get to my main menu? Where is it? Where is it? Sorry, folks. I don't do professional. God, I've got boxes everywhere. Right, search. Let's go in there. That'll do. Otherly. Can you see me typing that as well?
Yes.
Yeah, I see it coming up now.
I've just got too many boxes here. Let me shut these down. Gosh.
You can't see them, by the way.
Well, I can, though, and I can't see behind them. That's the problem. Move that down there. Right, what I could have done... Oh, still in my way. Right, let's go here. Oh, I am on the right page. I didn't think I was. Right. When I come back, this is just going to be an absolute mess of a screen. But there you go. So there's the full range. I didn't realise I'd got that far. There's a full range there. And it's the usual offers that I did on the TVP juice. So 2 for 25 quid and 2 free Nick shots as well. So if you're a desserty, fruity, milkshakey, creamy sort of vapor, this should be right up your street. That's the one, the hazelnut that someone ordered the other day. That's the only one left in a 50ml bottle, or 60ml bottle, but 50ml. So it's vanilla ice cream and vanilla milkshake, strawberry milkshake, rainbow ice cream. That's, I never was a fan of that. Do you remember the rainbow ice cream you used to be able to buy? The stuff like in the all different colours in a scoop bucket. Banana milkshake, blueberry cheesecake ice cream. That sounds nice, doesn't it? Bubblegum. Who had bubblegum earlier? Was that you, Roy?
Me.
Yeah. Bubblegum milkshake and bubblegum ice cream. And cookie dough. There you go. Now all I've got to do is come off screen share and get my screen right, isn't it?
Everyone take a deep breath.
Move everything back. That's all right. We're all right. We're good to go.
While we're on juices, and also because Laurie messaged me, she might have to drop out. She does have a question. She says she's a good friend here in Kenya who's been vaping this horrible Opus menthol juice, but the supplier has stopped carrying it. Can anyone suggest a decent menthol juice that she can recommend to him?
I replied to her in the chat. I said menthol mist from Double Drip is one. Another one that she could try is, oh God, what's it called? Oh God, my brain's gone completely blank. There was a juice. I can't remember the name of the company, but there was a company came out and they did Comrade, Major, and General, and they were all like variants of menthol e-liquid. I just can't remember the name of the juice. Bear with. What I'll do
menthol. If he just wants a straight menthol, Ublo juice does a really strong menthol. In fact, Jackson, I think I'm going to have to hunt through my bottles here and find you all the Colada ones and get them sent across to you, the really cold ones, because they are bloody cold.
Jackson, I thought you'd know what a decent menthol juice. You're like King Menthol, aren't you?
Yeah, but it's
King Colada.
The problem with me that I had it all, and I had it at high levels. So it's not a little bit. It's every juice I buy, even with menthol in it. I always add my own, and I probably over add. Like I said before, you get that used to vaping it. You need a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. So every week it goes up a little notch.
So,
Do you know,
I mean,
where-
the option there, Laurie, is your friend could buy any flavour they fancy
yeah,
and add the old
that's what I would
WS,
suggest. Yeah.
on top
Yeah,
of it.
I would suggest, find a decent flavour you prefer that you like, and then add the WS23 because it's easier that way. I tend to find it's very easier that way. And you can just add a little bit and a little bit and, have a couple of toots. And if you need a little bit more, you can add a little bit more. So you're not then, once obviously if you buy it separate, you're not dictated to what flavour you're vaping, are you? You can
Yeah.
think, oh, I'm having a bit of that today. I'm having a bit of that, bit of this,
Mm.
bit of this. I'll add a bit. So yeah, I think
Right, so
But the thing about it is,
I've
adding WS32 or Colada is different than menthol.
it is, yeah.
Because menthol is a mint.
Add menthol crystals then, Roy.
Yeah. But WS32 or Colada is not going to be the same thing. If you took a juice and added coolant to it, that's just making it cool. It's not making it menthol. And if we're looking for replacement menthol.
It depends. Like some of the juices are vaped with menthol in. Like you've all heard of Fizzy, right? Fizzy are known for obviously a lot of their juices being highly sweetened, coil killers. But in their early sort of juices, they're all instead of WS23, they use menthol in their juices. Now, to me, it's the same with them anyhow. It's the same sort of hit, the same taste. Even though I think they call it a low mint menthol, but it tastes exactly the same to me. We're putting WS23 in. Not much difference at all, Roy. I would say
right, so I found the name of the one that I recommended. It's from the Cold War range, so it's cold with a K, so it's like Russian inspired, and it's major, and it's literally just menthol with a touch of literally a touch of eucalyptus in there just to kind of make it extra cold. General's the same, but it's
Cool.
yeah.
It's like we said a minute ago. You can always, pick a flavour and then buy the WS23. If you're not into WS23, you can actually buy low mint. So then you can add your low mint to it if you fancy that. If you want to go down that route, the low mint.
Or just
Do you get what I mean?
Eisenberg. Someone will sell that where you are, I would have thought.
Yeah.
That would do it, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
God. Craig. Not good, Craig. I'm going to put your comment up and let someone answer you. What do you guys think of the Ultimate Vital Pod mod? I haven't tried it. Anyone tried it?
No.
We can't answer, Craig. Really sorry.
Seen a few reviews on it. It looks quite interesting.
I haven't even
It's kind
seen
of all
it.
I've got on it at the moment.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, Rufus. Nets do taste great, but yeah, daily wicking. They do need re-wicking, certainly every other day. Net tobaccos very often. They do gunk up pretty quick. Bless you, Daniel. He's hanging on. He's typing with numb fingers. Bless you, Daniel. Mark Trigwell. Oh, that's a chat within chat, but I'll still put the comment up because it's a juice flavour. Neil Pitts. So I ordered a 5A vape Stratum Balance after watching your reviews. Probably means yours, Jackson, I think. I don't think I reviewed. Did you review it, Roy, as well? You did, didn't you?
The Ed Balance?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
I thought you did.
Yeah.
Oh, Laurie's coming back to haunt us. I'll be back in the UK soon. Yeah, I think Laurie often comes back for Christmas time. Her sister lives in this country, so welcome back, Laurie.
She's also asked, speaking of Laurie, she's asking if there's anyone in chat that could give her a website that she can share with her friend as well. So anyone in chat knows any mint flavours or menthol flavours on it. I know we obviously spoke about it, but if anyone else in chat can help her.
I've sent her a site.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
Oh, you have? No worries. Roy's on the ball.
1.5 inch dip McTavish. I don't know what Michelle means to you, McTavish.
My camera.
Oh, of course, yeah. Am I that far behind? Can't be.
Yes.
Oh,
You are.
No. Yep. Guy says you're looking fine on that camera.
No.
I can't help it. I'm terrible with chat, aren't I? Absolutely. I get sort of carried away and blasé and listen to you boys and Oh, I better look through chat. Never mind. That's all part of the funness. Is this a laid-back vape show? It's not. There's nothing, nothing serious here, is there? Never mind. I thought it was a question for Michelle again. Laurie don't like her. Who's that? Laurie. See you, Laurie.
Yeah,
Take care. Peter 247. Evening all. Good evening to you. I don't know. Good evening, Rufus. Either already comment out. Good evening, Rufus. Interesting that they've all changed now. Why was that? Did anyone else notice the thumb situation? At the start, we had about
17 thumbs down.
Yeah, at the start, and they've all disappeared and gone to thumbs up. What's that all about? What happened there?
Analytics. I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Atmospherics. There. I do mean Carto. God, remember those? The Cartos. That's all it was in the beginning, wasn't it? You remember them, Roy? You must do.
What? What's that?
Cartos. They basically had. Imagine a bit like the borrow tank. So you had a tank with a seal in the top and a seal in the bottom and a glass tube here. I've still got one somewhere. They used to sell a Carto, like a big coil that would push all the way through, and that was your coil and juice flow going into that Carto. But it was solid, and you had to punch your own hole in each side. So you punched a hole through the metal, pushed it through, and the juice then soaked up in the Carto. But I took a few apart, and the coil used to like spin all the way from bottom to top, wrapped in this sort of thick cotton wool. Quite bizarre. But that was the early vaping coils. So do you remember them, Roy, or not?
Just about.
Yeah, you see,
I didn't actually use one, but I did see them. There's a shop in Larne over here that's got a vaping history cabinet, should we say? And it's got stuff there that's like probably going on 12, 13 years old.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he's adding to it. He's wanting to have like a vape museum of stuff.
Just say, next time you're there, will you take a
picture
picture of it? Next time you're there, would you take a picture of it? Because that sounds quite interesting, just to see how things have evolved. I think that'd be quite interesting to see.
Yeah.
Will do.
A few people talking about billet boxes. What's all the hype about and things like that? Rufus put sell out in 20 seconds when they get released. It is it's a weird market, the billet box, isn't it? and you know, when I wanted mine, I have got an original. I've got two actually, but they're early ones. I think they're both early ones. But you couldn't get them. You literally, as soon as they got released, they were sold, bang, instantly. And people were putting them on other sites for £100 more and things like that. It's crazy. Everyone wants.
It's almost like a cult. Like I've never owned one, but like from what I've heard from other reviewers and from what you guys have said, it sounds like they've almost got like a kind of cult following.
They have,
like the billet boxes.
Yeah, they have. Graham, he's tried Rainbow Udderly. What did you think, Graham? Was it nice? Wasn't it nice? Yeah, I thought it's all those flavours for the Udderly range. I sort of floated my boat, and I thought, yeah, I'll get. It's good juice. It is good stuff. Good flavours. Mr. Intense, he's on the strawberry ice cream by Udderly. Well, there you go, Mr. Intense. I've got it now. You can get it from me, and all the additional nick shots and things that go with it, if you want. Coil, evening to you. I'm caught up on chat, boys, a bit. I have caught up. I'm trying. I'll put Daniel's comment on there. Look. Now, he hasn't typed that, I know. He's got that copied and pasted from it for every week. So I know Daniel hasn't struggled to type that. Check out the other casters' channels. Yeah, thank you. Kieran. Kieran messaged me. I think he's having his house rewired top to bottom. That is painful, isn't it? I don't know if anyone's gone through that, but that's messy. Walls
I used to help
traced.
with that.
Huh?
Used to help my dad do it.
Oh,
My
did you?
dad was an electrician, and I
Oh,
used to
well,
go
then
and
you
help
know,
him.
Roy. You know what an upheaval that is. It really is, isn't it?
It's like my house needs rewired from top to bottom. Like probably the most modern part of the wiring in this house is the wiring I've got coming into this little shed. If you get into the rest of the house, it's actually got the wires aren't even tracked into the walls for the light switches or the plugs. They're actually in the trunction the whole way along the walls, and then they papered over them, so you can just
Oh,
see
really?
the bulge. Yeah.
Crikey.
Jesus.
This house was built. This house was built in 1919, and originally when it was built, there was no electricity in it, no inside toilet, and then it had this wiring was put in, and the only thing that's been updated has been the meter box. All the rest of the wiring in the house is still the old wiring.
Is it? Crikey. I know when I bought this place, when was this built? 1874, I think. I think it was
Top up in
1874.
Trump.
My upstairs light switches and wire, I still had remember the lead wiring that you could move
Yeah.
and it would stay there? That's what I had coming down the walls in this place. And I had this completely rewired when I moved in. But it is an absolute upheaval, really is. So, best of luck with that, Kieran.
I must consider myself quite lucky because my house was, I think it was 50s, 60s my house was built, so obviously it's built to last and it's more up to date than your house is. That's all I can say
The
about
thing about
that.
it is, but on that, James, I would dare say that Mark's house will still be standing long after ours are gone.
Roy, that's a horrible thing to say.
No, but
No, I actually, the thing is,
houses,
I agree with them.
houses built 1874 upwards, those houses were built to last.
Are you
Unlike
in the
today's
state of
houses.
my bricks, Roy?
Yeah, they're that flabby that if you touch them, they move. If you leaned back and touched that, the whole wall would move.
It would if I flapped the curtain, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Oh dear.
And who the heck would buy a green curtain anyway?
Who would? Who would do that? Actually, they used a green screen. Tina was reading about it. I don't know why I'm even mentioning this, but I will. I don't know if anyone watches Emmerdale, but their last thing falling off the bridge and that was all done with green screen, all of it.
It was one side was the land. Then they had a crane holding the other side of a bridge up, and then it was a green screen.
Yeah. She was showing me. She was reading about it.
But do you know in movies now they use more blue screens than they do green screens?
Do they? I have seen that. I don't know what the difference is. I've seen people go on about blue screen.
It's because the colours that the actors can wear then.
Ah, right. Yeah, that would make sense.
If you think of the Marvel films, like Loki tends to wear a lot of green in his outfit.
Yeah.
Or the Green Lantern, so they can't use a green screen; they have to use a blue screen.
Mm.
But whenever we go up to Belfast, the big Titanic paint studios, if they're filming, sometimes they've got the doors open because they're taking sets and that in, and it was fantastic. Going up past, you could see this. It must be about 30 meters high green screen, and that was for the new Dungeons and Dragons movie, and it's also where they filmed Game of Thrones and everything else. But it's really interesting to see.
Yeah.
Then I get told off for taking pictures of sets and things.
Peter, Naturevape, how loose is the 5-hole airflow on the Ambition mod? Are they making any bigger pins? For me, I find the 5-hole. In fact, I could do it. Could do it. Let's do it for you.
Go on, do it.
That too.
Table cam. On table cam.
Yeah, I'll do it.
On table cam.
I'll prove it can be done on the fly. So he's chucking all the bits everywhere. There you go. There's the 5-hole one. I reckon you could probably direct lung that, table camera. There you go.
Yeah. There you go. Let's have a look.
Have you noticed, Roy, how much this one crackles? Like I like it. Look.
A really good crackle on that.
Good
Just to like,
crackle. You can't beat a
it
good
just reminds it just reminds Mark of sitting in front of the fire with the cap on, the feet up on the buffet, having a crackle pipe
Right, let's put that to one side.
with his cravat of wine beside him, red wine.
My cravat? That's what you wear around your neck. Oh yeah, watch the insulator when you're doing this. That's one thing. Isn't that nice though, to be able to change the airflow without taking
It's like having to get a screwdriver out as well.
Yeah. It is literally, that's all there is to it. Bosh, done. Even a bit of juice on there. There you go, that's gone. Right, back off table cam. No camera tricks there, folks.
How professional was that?
You can direct lung it with that. So yeah, pretty loose, I would say. Pretty loose. And I guess, what's to stop you drilling if it's not loose enough? Could you drill it? Yeah, you could. You can see right through them. They go one side to the other. So you could always drill out to your heart's content if you want it really loose. There you go. I'm just pleased I got my table cam sorted out in the right place. Well done, me. But mouth to lung, I would say it's too... You can't really mouth to lung. That's too open for that. So if you like an open draw, like a restricted direct lung, then yeah, you're away. You're off and away.
And Michelle says she'll like the 5-hole. She likes it loose.
I couldn't hold it. I tried.
Whereas I like it tight.
And Jackson likes it in the face, don't you, Jackson?
Oh,
That's what he said before the show, folks. I'm only saying what he said.
So how do you like it then, Mark?
I'd like it in a cup or a glass.
Oh God.
James?
Any which way but loose.
Oh, I was a bit behind. I have caught up now on some of those older comments. Michael, utterly amazing. Blueberry cheesecake is lovely. Try the Pombury by Horny E-Liquid. Jackson, really cold. There you go. It's one for you, Jackson.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
No, I can't do cheesecake. You're having a laugh with that.
Can't do cheesecake?
No, I can't be vaping cheesecake, no. You're all right. Oh, no, can't be doing that.
Oh, no.
I heaved off the last cheesecake I ever vaped. I was literally heaving.
There we go.
Yeah.
Look at this. Look, Graham. I still have my Kato punch. There, he's obviously been vaping a long time. Cash grab billet boxes. I think it is, and I will actually say, Graham, on that, I think they could have produced a lot more than they did, but they only wanted to release a certain amount, drip them into the market and hype up the sort of requirements for them. I really do. Webley, Tony B billet style looks interesting. I thought he was doing scooters now or something like that. I didn't think he was doing... Is he still doing e-cigs? Don't know. Obviously. Kieran, there you go. There's another one. I remember punching my Katos was enjoyable. Turned the screw till it went through. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. They were like a C-clamps. You turned the screw, it punched it through, and away you went. Albert, will you be reviewing the 415? Yes, I will, Albert. Yeah, because it's worthy of a review for certain. And it's just always in. It's what I've been using now for weeks, and it's for me push the Ed Zachary to one side. That's for sure. What about
the Ripley?
the Ripley is here, but I don't use that as much as I do this. But the Ripley, we all know, we've all tried it. You know, it's good. Mr. Intense, he just missed the Cartos. Vaping didn't come my way until 2013. Why didn't that put that up there? It has now. Yeah. I think they were just... that was just about the time when they would come to an end, I think, the Cartos. I ought to get my my old one out somewhere. I've got it somewhere. And the billet boxes used to take a coil like that as well in the borrow tank. They used to take a lot of cartons. In fact, we used to make them for them. So, Albert, green is the colour, Roy. Oh my word, Rufus! My house is built of the hardest stone in Europe. Any DIY is turned to do. Just give it 6 holes out an SDS drill bits for me going crikey. Mine's actually an old clay lump with a brick skin, and the walls are so thick. It takes a bit of heat in this house, but when it's up to temperature, it holds that temperature for a long while as well. So even when it's really hot outside, it's always quite cool in here, and in the winter it sort of stays quite warm, which is nice. You don't get that with modern houses, do you? That a change of weather and they notice it instantly.
Yep.
Do you not think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's because they're like modern houses are built quite cheaply. They're kind of thrown up, like they're not like obviously they're planned to a degree, but they just kind of go that's it, it's up. Let's put it on the market, or let's fill it with families and things like that.
The kitchen is a new extension in this house because just to finish, you can see where the walls are thicker, and you can tell sort of what the weather's like just from the kitchen. Because you get into the kitchen, if it's cold outside, the kitchen will be freezing until the heating kicks in and everything else. Or if it's a hot day, the kitchen's warm because it lets the heat in, but it also lets the cold in as well through it, and it's just so strange. But then that's sort of it's not a modern extension, which is up to all the sort of double wall cavities and everything else.
I've glossed over the Michelle's other comment. I won't gloss over it. Let's put it up.
No, she's allowed. At the end, which one? The Sakurai one.
Yeah.
But no, Michelle puts the next one about the pennies. Michelle puts her mind to a mod that she wants, and
Yeah.
she puts she's really good at that, at putting the money away to actually get the mod that she wants. And
Well, Michelle's got a billet box. You said, didn't you?
it's an Ed Zachary version.
Right.
Even I'm not that so keen on it. No, it's not something that I'd want to.
Because you said you were going to try it. Was it last week or the week before?
Yeah, I didn't get a chance. I've just been up to my eyes this weekend, up redecorating the bathroom.
Well, you got, if Michelle does have one of these, you got the bridge, the option to try it in both, so you could revive your billet box. So that'd be
she's already got she's already got the dotty shell. Would that not fit in it?
No, dot shell don't fit in the billet box. Nope. Frank's comment. I haven't read it yet. Could be dangerous. Does anyone else find it a struggle to find the fire button on the head balance? Don't want to wrap my finger around for fear of covering the airflow on the tank. Use my fingertip for all other side besides. Well, I do wrap my finger around it, and I don't ever struggle. Jackson, do you struggle?
No, I don't. To be fair, at the start, I'll be honest. When I first obviously got it, it was a bit, out of the comfort zone. But then once, like you said, once you get your finger, you naturally know where the finger goes, if that makes sense. So it just falls into your hand, and so does the button, sort of thing.
But I can see where he's coming from on it.
I can see where he's coming from. I think nearly every tank.
Why would you go to Naturevape and buy one of these?
where the
converter,
airflow.
then therefore you won't have that problem because you can move the button to wherever you want it, and it's well out of the way of any airflow. That's a good reason to go on and buy yourself a new mod from Naturevape.
There you go.
And get the Ripley to go along with it because the airflow pins are a lot higher up as well.
Yeah, there you go. Double bubble. Guy Stewart, try it with the Cubics, Roy. Yeah, the Cubics is good. And that's a cheap variation of the vape shell. I had to get there's so many in there. Yeah, very similar. But that, what I call it, a diesel. Molan. What is a molan? I know what a molar is. Tooth. Tina told me off for saying tooth the other night. But I don't know what that is. Roy's looking it up. While he's looking it up, we'll read another comment. Gary, I must have been vaping too long. I still remember wicking the surgical mesh all the time, though. It was great. Yep. Yeah, we had silica as well. Those things that I never can remember the name of that Kieran always tells me. The Russian stuff. Frank's already have the converter, Roy. There you go. So,
You see, a mola is a fish.
what, a molan? M-O-L-E-N?
Or is it molin?
Yeah.
Olin.
Or is it Ian? So windmill.
Second person plural. President subjective noun Noller. Third person.
Oh, well, there you go.
Dutch.
There you go.
Because I've just popped it in. Obviously, I've changed the spelling, put it through Google, and I've got tons of pictures of windmills come up.
It's Dutch for second person plural.
Is it? Well, what that
Present
what
subjective.
relevance that's
form
got
of
to an
more.
RBA, I don't know. But there you go.
But it goes with the mod 2.
Because it's second
Think about it.
person.
Second.
Yeah, I suppose so. But obviously designed by Sunbox, but don't know. Well, we're getting to that time, aren't we? It's nearly the end. Where's that hour and a half
It is.
gone?
It flew in tonight.
I have got one thing. I was going to talk about this earlier, but I've probably ain't got time now. But just
talk about it.
I'll just touch on it. Doesn't matter if we go over for a bit. I don't understand. This isn't vape related. We've had all the vape related stuff. This is general chit chat. I don't understand that. Well, it is a bit vape related. Chips. Chip shortage. The global chip shortage. I don't understand why.
Because normally what happens with the chips and the making the silica and the mining and everything else is they do it for a certain number of chips going out. Then we had the cryptocurrency. So where somebody was maybe needing one gaming card, they're now using 12 gaming cards. And people are building massive rigs for crypto mining that has caused a chip shortage across and also because China is refusing to sell stuff to USA.
I think you're more accurate on the last comment, to be honest. That's all.
It's a combination of both. It's I'm going to watch Linus Tech Tips and also Mr. Who's the Boss. There's 2 YouTube channels I would tend to have on the background when I'm working.
When you mean chip, like obviously this is obviously showing how naive I actually am. But when you mean chips, do you mean like computer chips, or
Yes.
do you mean yeah? Another reason maybe why there are shortages is obviously because of the pandemic and a lot of the chips that they use for computers, they've obviously had to go into hospital equipment and things like that.
No.
Like I said, that's where I'm kind of like, I haven't got the podcast
You
time.
see-
That's the only thing I could think of.
Kieran's put there, the chip shortage was caused by COVID-19 pandemic and the surge in demand for electronics. I get that to a point. I mean, electric cars, how many chips on one of them? 100 plus? I'm going to guess. There's not just like 3.
Possibly.
There's hundreds. Your electric toothbrush has got a chip. Your washing machine has. All our lighting now that works off these remotes and they all take chips. But I don't understand why there's such a shortage other than, I mean, I'll guarantee, Yeah, I'll go on. I'll guarantee. Do we make them in the UK? And if we do, is that company
AMD.
owned by someone in Japan or China or us?
AMD's owned by us. AMD is your biggest.
That's,
AMD was the biggest
that's
UK.
American, isn't it?
AMD's no, it's UK based. Intel's US based. AMD is UK based. And it's not just electronic chips. It's the actual chips. The biggest shortage at the minute is graphic processor chips. And that's why it comes down to the cryptocurrency mining and everything else. When somebody's putting a rig with 20, 30 cards in it at a time, and there's thousands of people doing that. But also
AMD, Advanced Micro Devices, that's US, Roy. It's not owned by us.
AMD.
AMD.
It's UK owned. The guy who owns it's UK owned.
Advanced Micro Devices, yeah? I'm sure it's American. He's gonna look now. He's gonna prove me wrong.
The other thing that I can possibly think of that's obviously on the more commercial side is because obviously it's coming up to Christmas and maybe the companies are wanting to hold their chips back for gaming consoles, laptops, phones, that kind of thing as well. That could be another possibility. I know obviously Roy's talking about the crypto and the mining and the rigs, but that could be another reason why, Christmas is coming up. Everyone wants a PS5 or the new Xbox that's coming out or the new iPhone. So that could be another reason why your commercial side of your chips are completely, they're hoarding them for themselves,
Michelle's got it. She's got the answer. They're getting reserved for robots to take over the world. I think she's right. The biggest chip...
The second your Alexa says, I feel bored today, throw it out. Before it takes over.
The biggest chip manufacturers in... Is it Korea? Not Korea.
I would have imagined it was China.
No, I don't think it is. Taiwan. I think it's in Taiwan. So, and look at the troubles there. It's just messy. It's just things go in my head. I'm really sort of sharing my thoughts, and that's never a good place to be. But, and I just, it confuses me. I don't, surely they're easy to churn out. Taiwan, there, Graham says Taiwan. We've got Roy at it now. He's not going to rest. He's like a Jack Russell once he gets his...
Yeah, Advanced Micro Devices UK Limited is 314 Midsummer Boulevard, Milton Keynes. Advanced is located in Milton Keynes, UK, as part of the architectural engineering and related service industry.
But who owns the company?
8 million in
Kieran
sales.
just said that Kieran has just said, but the chips are now produced in Germany.
It's just a mess, isn't it?
Roy's like that.
Frank
well.
McCain. That's what we need, some McCain chips. Anyway,
Get you some straight cut.
I thought I'd share that one at the end. Just a pause for thought. Everyone can give it some thought and think, yeah, I hadn't thought of that. But seriously, have you thought of the world like devastation if we couldn't get chips? Because they literally run everything. You want a blood transfusion, you need a chip, don't you? Everything a ventilator, you need a chip. Computers, chips, phones,
probably just have to go back to the way that when it comes to like, obviously not like blood transfusion, but when it comes to if they ever had to run out of chips, they would just have to do what they used to do in the old days. Would actually have somebody sit there with like a breathing apparatus and sit there with the pump and do it manually.
Well, I'm going to be in my workshop.
Get steam powered.
I'm going to make an abacus. We'll go back to an abacus. We don't need a calculator anymore. Stone ages, Michelle. Right, we've gone over the time, so I just thought I'd throw that one in the mix. Roy, you settle your hellos first. Lead us out, please.
Well, thank you to everybody in chat again for joining us and joining in the chat. 11 thumbs down, 38 up, and 53 watching. Come on, folks. Get the thumbs down to thumbs up. Get them up over the 40s. Go on. You know you can. And to my 3 co-hosts, McTavish, Jackson, and the boss, Mr. Naturevape, thank you very much for an enjoyable show.
Thank you, Roy.
And time has flown by. And I will pass, might as well go the same direction, upstairs to McTavish. There, I can put my hand up as.
Oh, it's like a puppet. Thank you very much. Right, to everyone in chat, thank you very much for joining us this evening. Fantastic show as ever. It's always interesting. It's always different. The subjects are always different, so it keeps it fresh, and we always have different opinions on it, but they're always valid, so that's always good. To everyone in chat, obviously BVL is back on Friday, and I'll be dressing up for Halloween, so I'll hopefully see you all there for that. It's just going to be absolute carnage, and I'm going to be looking forward to it.
This Saturday, is it? This Saturday?
Friday.
Friday.
Yeah, we're going to be doing it on the Friday.
Can't watch going to Hallamina.
Yeah,
we always go and trick or treat.
We've all got our own little genres that we're going to be doing, and I'm going to be in the horror genre, so that's obviously going to be quite fun to do. To my casters, thank you very much for having a laugh and keeping it fresh every week for me, and always leaving this with a smile on my face, so thank you. And I will pass it over to the not too shabby Mr. Jackson.
Too shabby.
Thank you, James. No, massive thanks to obviously everybody that watches, everybody on the replay, all you guys, fellow casters, and especially a massive thanks to Mark for, allowing us on his show. So, not too shabby at all, and I'll pass it over to Mark.
Thank you, Jackson. Not too shabby. I was just reading some of the comments about chips. Quite funny.
Bloody cat. Get down.
I started them all off. Can you imagine Apple not being able to get chips? There'd be no iPhones. What would happen to Apple shares? Don't bear thinking about it, does it? Anyway, thank you everybody, one and all. Yeah, we'll discuss some random things tonight. There is a new mod coming for next week, so there'll be something new there. As I promised, the 415 or 415 will be on the site hopefully later on. So should be able to, by the time you wake up in the morning, I might do it at stupid o'clock, but by the time you wake up in the morning, you'll be able to order it, get it sent out tomorrow. So most of you should get that on Thursday. So for people that want it. So until next time, thank you one and all for watching, and we'll see you soon. Take care, stay safe. Bye.
Blankety blank, blankety blank.